first found out about Hustler Vets in 2017 when a fellow veteran that I was going to film school with found the program, applied to the program, and ended up going on the program. And she came back and said, "You need to do this." And so I signed up. I was actually reluctant at first. When I was accepted, I received an email from Paul Anderson saying that I was welcome to come on the trip, and I qualified my service thinking, well, I only worked on planes, I only did 4 years, I just did this, I just did that. And so I actually kind of ignored it for a while. And probably about a month after, Paul ended up calling me and said, "Hey bro, are you gonna come on the trip or what?" And I was like, wow, I guess I really am wanted here. And so, yeah, they paid for my flight, they paid for everything when I came out here. And it took time for me to come out here and process a lot of things that I didn't know I had to process. The main thing from that first trip was realizing that I wasn't alone with how I felt about my service. Then I was surrounded by other veterans who had similar service. They weren't necessarily a combat veteran. They were also qualifying their service as not worthy compared to other veterans. And so I think we all found that connection of like that we were all supporting each other and what we did, and not necessarily dwelling on what we didn't do. My trip on Hustler Vets showed me that continuing to serve was what I needed to do. I felt very connected with this group of veterans and realized that this community of veterans is what I needed, and that's how I found I could serve and continue to serve, was serving veterans. And so I asked Paul, how can I get back? And we're hiking on the way down from the hut, ready to conclude the trip, and I just asked him, how can I help? What can I do? And he said, well, I could use some help getting participants ready for the trip, getting them ready to hike. And I was like, great, I'll absolutely do that. And now I'm super blessed to be the program director and serve on many trips and continue to stay in touch with veterans and alumni and help them progress with their mental and physical health. Also, another highlight of the trip was just being out in nature. Being in Colorado was my very first time being in Colorado, and it's just tremendous to be out in the mountains and at the hut with a fantastic view and such a primitive setup. It was just wonderful. And the staff, our executive director, Eric Villasenor, was a volunteer staff member at the time. And so we've really stayed connected over the last 6 years, and kind of grown this program together. And he's a great teammate.
I actually heard about Huts for Vets through a therapist at the VA. She highly recommended that I attend a trip. I was dealing with a lot of reclusiveness, social anxiety, and really lost the connection with my fellow brothers and sisters that I served with. Yeah, I came on my first Huts for Vets trip in summer 2015. Really didn't know what to expect. Paul had encouraged us to show up with an open mind and an open heart, and I did my best to do that. I found that the hike was very challenging, but just the right amount of challenge. I could push myself out of my comfort zone, but I knew I was safe. And I really enjoyed the readings, the discussions that we were having, and the camaraderie. I didn't really know I was looking for this, but I found that a connection with nature that I didn't really have before, and also a connection to the folks that serve in the military, outside of the people that I directly served with. So I found that I really missed that community, and that trip really rekindled that camaraderie that was missing in my life. At that point in my life, I'd made myself spiritually dead. I didn't have a whole lot of that kind of awareness. So spending those 3 days hiking at the hut, I found myself close to our Creator and nature, and the staff did a really good job of creating this brave space to be vulnerable, to share some stuff that I never thought I would share with anybody, particularly strangers. And I feel like nature has a way of softening those hard parts of us and opening ourselves up to new experiences. I've been involved with Huts for Vets for 9 seasons, and I take away something from each trip. What's really neat to see is our participants arrive. Some of them are maybe a little closed off. You could really see the walls are up, and it's just an honor to facilitate this experience where you see those walls start to chip away and come down, and you start seeing them smile and laugh and maybe be challenged a little bit. And that's one of the many blessings of being a facilitator here at Huts for Vets, is to see the changes that people go through. Things that you can expect on a Huts for Vets trip is to be challenged on the hikes. The hike up to the hut can be anywhere from 6 to 8 miles at elevation. So we work closely with our participants to prepare them for that. We provide all food and water and logistics for the trip. So really you just need to show up prepared to hike with an open heart and an open mind. Mentally, you can expect to be led through some great discussions, from excerpts of poetry, articles, books. Mentally, what you can expect is to be in a brave space, a judgment-free space, where you can share any amount that you feel. You can open up if you want to, or you can just listen. There's no pressure to participate in the conversation if you don't want to. We do always tell participants is that you get what you put into this trip. We're very thankful to the 10th Mountain Hut Association for donating the use of the huts for our program. We fulfill a part of their mission of bringing veterans back to these huts that were built in honor of the men who served in the 10th Mountain Division during World War II. These huts are special places that have a connection to veterans and those who serve. And it's an honor to bring veterans up here to experience that and to learn about the 10th Mountain Division and their sacrifice.
The hut system in particular, it's both the hut system and the mission. The hut system, every time I get the opportunity to go out to the huts, and especially with people who have never been out to the huts before, it's this magical bonding experience, civilian or veteran. And also on the side of that, I just have always been passionate about veteran causes, being a veteran myself, and the opportunity to merge those two things together, going out to the huts with a group of veterans, to me just sounded like it was magical. From a personal level, wanted the opportunity to completely unplug, not think about devices, social media, anything in the outside world, and just be completely present. And on a larger level, wanted to learn more about Huts for Vets and the mission and the people involved.
But the best thing is that it's a very pleasant surprise. You know, I didn't know it was going to be this good. You know, that's not easy to find. I love it here. You know, I love the mountains, amazing view over here. And this particular experience for sure, I mean, of course, I had my doubts at first, right? Because just not trusting, you know, just not being able to trust people, and just anxiety being around groups, you know. But I guess that third day effect, really, there's something to it. I mean, it's therapy. It's tranquility, it's peace. You know, I feel peace that I cannot feel anywhere else, you know.
I think that if you give this a whirl, you're gonna find that you're not alone. People love and care about you. All the support that is given is making a real difference. And there's a huge need for it, and I feel like it should go on forever.
I know there are veterans out there who don't feel like they deserve the help, that they didn't do enough, and I'm right there with you. But I'll tell you, you deserve it. Veterans deserve help from each other. The first thing that we learn in boot camp, that it's not about you, it's about the people to the left and right of you, and that doesn't change when we get out. veterans helping veterans is what continues to be the driving mission of Huts for Vets. When you're on the beginning part of your healing journey, it's going to take a lot to get that momentum going, and Huts for Vets is a great opportunity to get that momentum going, to get you plugged into other organizations.
Yeah, if you're a veteran or you're going to be a veteran soon and you're looking for a program that will challenge you in all the right ways, physically, mentally, and maybe spiritually, we encourage you to check us out at hutsforvets.org. You can follow us on Instagram at hutsforvets. Send us a DM or an email and we'll get on a call and answer any of your questions that you have. You can expect to be challenged in a healthy way, and hopefully you can grow from that challenge.
At the moment, we have hundreds of applicants per season, and it's unfortunate that we can only bring maybe a quarter of those who apply. So it's my mission. I want to see Huts for Vets grow to where we can serve over 100 veterans per year, and that looks like year-round programming, which is then going to take us to different locations, and we just need support staff to help facilitate all those programs. So what we really need is funding. We need your help to support Huts for Vets so we can pay staff members, we can pay volunteers, we can buy more food, we can buy more gear to support these veterans. That way they don't have to pay out of pocket and they can get the support that they need.
We couldn't do this without our local community, donors, and our supporters who've helped us throughout the years. Thank you to all our sponsors and our donors for making these trips possible. We really could not do it without you.
It makes our trips that much more special. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much.